Okay guys, so let's start with the first scenario. So creating a conditional access policy to restrict access to a specific application for high risk users. A company needs to secure a critical financial application. Only senior managers should access it, and they must complete 3 steps of MFA to ensure extra protection against unauthorized access. So it means that a company needs to secure a critical financial application. Only senior managers should access it, and they must. So it means first here. It means that first we need to exclude everybody. We need to exclude everybody from this financial application. Okay, so this is the first policy. So as you can see, it's like a complicated ticket, and I think guys, it's, I'm not sure, but let me check. Okay, we will see after, but this one is quite hard. I will check for the next scenarios how I think they are easier. um so we need first to exclude everybody in sorry, in the application, uh and we need to include. Okay, I will explain you because it will make no sense if I say it right now, but if I show you, it will be better. And the second policy mean sorry, in the second policy, what we should do, they must complete 3 steps of MFA. I think 3 steps of MFA, it's not possible with business premium. I'm not sure, but this type of thing, guys, it will be handled by your sysadmin, so you don't need to worry. He will tell you like, yeah, you should choose, like, take this policy, or you will know in the SOP or in those all protocols that they will give you, you will know what to choose. So, and it will be, this one will be a second policy, and this policy, what it will do, it will include only the senior managers. In our case, we'll take only one person because it's just like an example. um yep, we will take this one person, and we will force him to get 3 steps of MFA. But in our case, it will be 2 steps of MFA. I will just show you. So, but let me think. Authentication policy. It's actually here, guys. But I will just duplicate. Oh, sorry. Uh, okay, unpin. I will just explain you this later. Let's first work on the first policy because it's the simple one. So, guys, let's say, sorry, chuk chuk chuk, conditional access. So it's here, guys. Here, it's the actual place where you will create your new policy. So we will click here, and we will say, let's say, have someone in mind. Let's say senior scientist manager, and it will be Norman Osborn. We will choose Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn. And because I'm scared that I will forget about these rules. Oh no, no. I told you, sorry guys. I told you first we will do the first policy. This one will be the actual. It will be the first policy. So this policy will be about excluding everybody from this application, from this financial. In our case, it will be like, let's say, science application, from everybody except for Norman Osborn, because he will be the only one to have access to this application. So let's say exclude everyone. I would just put a random name. Exclude everyone from this app. Okay? And it will be all user exclude. And here we will do exclude, and we will add Manon, because Manon, like, she's the actual, like I'm using this account and she's the global admin. So just in case I forget one day about deleting this conditional access. So, but yeah, just focus on Norman, guys. So, yep, select, and now you will precise here the target resource. So let's say, okay, let's say it will be Bing. Okay, let's just say it's this one, like it's the this application that we only want to give, we want to exclude we want to exclude everybody from taking this, from going into this app, except for Manon and Norman Osborn. We focus again on Norman Osborn. Now you will say that it's quite weird because I'm saying include, and I just said I want to exclude everybody, and you will see why, because it's here that most of people get confused. So in network we don't care. We will maybe look at this later. Condition, no, we don't care about this. And grant, okay, it's here. And what we will do, we will block access. Okay, so that's why this policy will be about blocking access to everybody, to all user, except the user that I told you, which is Norman Osborn. Okay, guys, so select and let's just make create. So you see, it wasn't that difficult. So now we have 5 policy, and now we will create the other policy, which is this one, senior scientist manager, and we will press include, and it will be only the selected users. So Norman Osborn here, select. So yes, so Norman Osborn, and we could put exclude, yeah, exclude. Normally it's a security group, by the way, guys, I forget to say, but because we are only managing like 5-10 people, so we could do everything by just clicking on this guy and then this guy. But in a company environment, it will be only security group. Okay, not always, but most of the time you will handle, you could do granular actions, but most of the time it will be about it will be about applying condition to users through security group. Meaning here, I will say user in group, I will go on select, and I will just for example, I think I have a security group. I'm not sure. Yes, I think I have. I don't remember the name. Oh, I think it's this one, Science Employee Departments. I just made it before so I could show you. Yeah, this one is the security group. Should I explain right now what is a security group? Okay, guys, I will just answer to this question because I know that most of you get confused about this different type of group. Most of the time, yes, sorry, not most of the time. Every time that you will create a group, you will create, for example, when you create Microsoft 365 group, it will be for collaboration, meaning I want to collaborate with a team. I'm the manager. I'm, for example, Norman Osborn, and I want to get in contact with Peter Parker, with Bruce Banner, with Harry, with whatever people. So I will create this Microsoft 365 group, and I will also enable Teams group. So all this group, guys, they are about collaboration, meaning I'm sending you a file because I want you to read it, meaning we will have a chat on Teams. It's all this group that is in Microsoft 365. It's for collaboration. The thing with Microsoft, let me show you. The thing about security group, so here, guys, as you see, Teams, Microsoft 365 group, distribution list, it's for like a again, it's for collaboration, meaning, for example, you want a newsletter. Sorry, hold on, guys. Yeah, you want to send a newsletter. Okay, you want to send a newsletter, and you will make a big distribution list with all the people in the company. Okay, I covered this in the last video. I covered this in the last video. So, but security group is very different from all of this group that I just mentioned. It's not for collaboration. It's not for sending files. It's not for sending emails. It's not for sending. It's not for chatting on Teams or getting or going into the meetings. It happens in the background. Okay, it happens in the background, meaning the users won't even know. The employee of the company won't even know about security groups. Is It happens in the background. Okay, it's us that will manage it, but they will not know that they are part of a security groups. You just made a security group to make everything simple when you want to allow permission. Okay, it's simply about permissions, guys. And I don't know why security group could be complicated to understand, complicated to, yeah, just to get the concept of it, because me too, when I started, I was confusing about why security group is so special. But there is nothing to think about. It's just that security group happens in the background. Employee won't ever know about this. You just use it for for getting people, for allowing permissions to for example, this, like, we are about here, we are using security group, so it make everything simple. Okay, yeah. So okay, so that's it, guys. This is the definition for permission. We will use this definition. I want you to remember this for when we will talk about SharePoint. Okay, so it means that in SharePoint, guys, in the SharePoint video and Microsoft Purview, because the next one will be this video, I won't talk about again about security group. Okay, so I would just go and use it, etc. So okay, perfect, guys. So let's go for this. So we will not put exclude because we already have everyone is excluded in this app. Okay, so we'll go directly to this, to the target resource. We'll select the resource that we just have. We choose Bing, so it will be like, let's say, like science app. It's the science app, and then we'll go to grants. Sorry, select, and then we'll go to grants access control, and we will. So it's where, guys, it could. If you are like this is admin, then there is bunch of things to do in the background, but not that much, guys. Microsoft Entra, they are doing most of the heavy lift, we say like this, like the heavy work is already done by Microsoft Entra. The thing that you're handling, guys, it's okay. Require authentication strength. It's this one. Yeah, require authentication strength. Yeah, and here, because there is a difference between require multi-factor authentication and require authentication strength. In authentication strength, as you can see, if you take this one, you cannot you cannot choose that one more. Sorry, you cannot add require multi-factor authentication, and but you can still mark this one up. It means that it needs to be compliant. So for required device to be marked as compliant, so for example, it needs to be on Intune. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, device must be Intune compliant. So yeah, okay, I will not talk about this. We will talk about here. So guys, you as a technician, you will simply do this. You will simply click here and just select, and you're done. Your policy is done. But what is actually doing here? I'm gonna show you right now here. So the phishing resistant MFA that we have, let's say it's not or but and here it's not. Let's say that our authentication flows will be the password, like our password that we will prompt, and here it will be Microsoft Authenticator app, and here it will be passkeys Fido 2. So it means that we are respecting the three steps of MFA, okay? And you could do this thing here. I have the business premium plan here, so I don't think that you're able to do this. but you simply need, it's the work actually of the sysadmin that I'm doing here. You can simply go here and allow, for example, this. Okay, let's say we don't want two, but we don't want three, but we actually think back again and we say, okay, this the actual Norman Osborn could only two is enough. Okay, but actually everyone is two. So no, but forget about what I just said, because two meaning it's like everybody, but we want something special. So yeah, so just think of it like this. So password plus Microsoft Authenticator plus, for example, FIDO2, and you just need to take some of the authentication policy that you want to implement, and you just create one, and you mention, for example, three-step three-step policy, high secure, high risk user, for example, high secure user, okay, something like this. Okay, so yeah, yep. And what you do, and then guys, you just grant access. That's it, guys. Okay, and it will work. There will be no error. I can tell you this. There will be no error, and you will be done. Okay, you will have create your the sixth policy. So if you go to policy, I will just exclude everyone from this app. So I will just delete it, and for delete is very simple. You just do this. And again, guys, always test. So whenever you are doing this type of thing in your company environments, test. You need to, meaning you need to take one of the user that you implement it and just see if it work or not. Okay. So yep. Let me think. Let me think. So yeah, we have done the actual. We have solved the actual ticket. Sorry guys, I'm just, my nose is stuffed. So we could go for the next scenario, right? Since we have done everything correctly. Yeah, everything. I'm just trying to think about something that I could add. Let me go back on authentication strength just to maybe talk to you about this. No, I want to go back here because I already have. So guys, you need to understand that here we are talking about authentication strength, meaning when we were there, I'm just gonna go back here. I told you that you have MFA, require multi-factor authentication, and you cannot choose this one. You cannot click here, okay? So either you choose require multi-factor authentication, or either you click on, you check require authentication strength. Require authentication strength is, sorry guys, it's true that I need to elaborate a little bit more. This one is here. I will show you here. Policies. It's actually where you got all your sorry, your your multi-factor authentication is here, and here you can config everything that you want. Okay, you can config, for example, you could say that Microsoft Authenticator will be enforced for all user. Okay, you can say this, it will be required for all user. So yeah, and then you could say, okay, SMS, we could add SMS and it will be only for one people, like only for one group, sorry, one security group. For example, you could say that you want your finance team, to get only prompt for Microsoft Authenticator, okay? And you are thinking, what did I just said? I'm sorry, guys. I think I said HR team. Okay, you want your HR team to only use Microsoft Authenticator, but you want, for example, your finance team, for whatever reason, that they can choose between Microsoft Authenticator and SMS. And when you will do this, look what you will get. So here we are in configuration, and we are include, and we say Microsoft Manage. Okay, Microsoft Manage. And when you go there, but I think it's let me check here. No, I want to go back. Yeah. Okay, you need to understand that because Microsoft Entra try to set you up to build your structure from A to Z. So he already, this one is just by default. So basically what it is doing, he's already making all the policy for you. So it means that right now I did nothing. You just set up your premium business plan and you already have multi-factor authentication on, enabled. So it means that if you take, for example, a user, for example, Norman Osborn or Peter Parker, and you want to create a user, and you want to log in with Peter Parker, you will be prompted for multi-factor authentication. And now, what is the choice? For example, if you go here, it will be you go on Edit. It's very important that you understand this. And you go on Control Selected, and you will see Require multi-factor authentication. It means that everybody in the company, all users, will be prompt. You will be prompt for will be they will be required to log in with a multi-factor authentication. Okay, so when you go here, let me show you where. So when you go there, when you go let me think, yes, simple as this. When you go here, it's where you will allow people to use it. You will allow people to use all these authentication methods. Okay, so when you click this, when you click here, it means that you are giving, look, user must complete additional security requirements like phone call, text, etc. So it means that when you check this button, it will allow everything here. But what happened for some of you guys, and I know that some of you struggle with this for days and days and days and days. When you allow this and you see here, yes, you see here, yes, again, all user. For example, here, normally it's not allowed. I just made a test, okay? But normally SMS is not allowed. And when you will log in with Peter Parker, Norman Osborn, whatever person that you have, you will be only prompt for Microsoft Authenticator. Why? And not for email OTP, not for third-party software authentication, not for temporary access pass. Why? Guys, it's normal. There is nothing to stress about because email OTP. Let's first read what they have uh, right here. Use authentication methods policy to configure the authentication methods your user may register and use. If a user is in a scope for a method, very important, they must use it to authenticate, and for password resets, okay, check. They may use it to authenticate, and for password resets, some methods aren't supported for some methods aren't supported for some scenarios. Meaning, okay, you're right, they are enabled, but the scenario or disabling, depending on the scenario, it disabling either email OTP, uh, temporary access, SMS, etc. So let's go for email OTP and see what we have. So why? So I'm now answering to one of the questions that I get a lot concerning email OTP, because you guys, for example, go and use Peter Parker, the credentials, and it will be only prompt for the Microsoft Authenticator app and not email OTP. And look, if you click here, for members of a tenant, email OTP is usable only for self-service password recovery. So this is why, guys, you can't use email OTP settings, because it's only usable for self-service password recovery. And it's exactly the same as the other one for third-party authentication. This one you never set it, but for example, temporary access pass, let's see. It says temporary access pass or tap is time limited or limited. can be used for bootstrapping new accounts. Okay, bootstrapping new account, account recovery, or when other authentication methods are unavailable. Okay, so that's why I told you that Microsoft 365 is providing a huge work on that, because he's really taking you from A to Z, so you don't have to do anything. And it's where it gets very crazy, because they have really one of the best tools and like pass on the market because of this, because they're really providing you all the heavy lifting work of implementing this and that, and you can still configure it. This is like one of the biggest advantage of Entra. It's at the same time the automation is crazy, and the work that is provided by Entra, so you don't have to do nothing, is crazy. But at the same time, you could just disabling everything and make your own, make things on your own. Okay, so this is one of the big, I know it's one of the big issues that you guys have on this. So I just explained it. I hope that it was um, enough, that it was enough for you guys. Let me think about another thing. Yeah, so I just explained here policy, what it is. And now let's go for authentication strengths. So like this, we will do the scenario. It will be very simple after I explain this, but I don't know exactly what they will be about exactly. um so so here, multi-factor authentication, I think I already told you what this is about. Yeah, because it's authentication strength methods. It's a way of implementing high secure accounts. You want to implement authentication to high secure accounts, so it means that you will be prompt for this and this and this and that, or you would use the passkey fidos, like the yeah. So yeah, so I think this one is it's fine because I already explained it. And again, like, you as a technician, you will only choose what your sysadmin wants. If your sysadmin told you use the phishing resistant MFA for the senior scientist, you would just click and use it, guys, on the policy when you will create your policy. That's it. So okay, great. Now configure self-service password for a specific group. Perfect. This is a very simple ticket. The finance team often needs password resets, slowing down their work. To help them, IT wants to let only the finance group reset their own password securely without needing help from the IT desk. Most of the time in the company environment, I'm not sure about this, but in my own experience, you will just set self-service password reset for less, for not, for sure you will not leave it to high secure accounts. For high secure accounts, you will not configure it. You will exclude the this feature, because you want, because you are they are very very high risk user in terms of their scope in the company, so you don't want to leave them, you don't want to do this alone. You want to be there just to make sure that yes, you're like, it is the correct person that is actually log in. Okay, that is the actual senior scientist that is log into this very very critical application in the company. So let's go there. So we'll go to so in order to do this, we already went through it, and guys, you just go to password reset, and it says self-service password reset enabled. Here it's not, it means that it's not enabled. If you select all, it will be for everybody, but it's not what we want. We want to select only for a group. Let's say we want to do it only for the science department. Okay, this one is a security group because you see it doesn't have a mail. Let's say science employee department group. In my case, guys, in my case, I'm just thinking, but I need to allow it for everybody because I have to do some tests afterwards. But let's just say, like, if you want to if you want to use it for only one group, you will check the security group. And when you have, because most of the time you will have plenty of group, guys, you simply just put, you know, the you just like search the group that you want. So all, let's just say all for me. So I will click on save, and we done. It was a very simple ticket. Now scenario 3, setting up multi-factor authentication. Okay, account lockout for enhanced security. Okay, many failed. Okay, let's read the context. Many failed MFA login attempts are happening, possibly from hackers. IT wants to block accounts temporarily if there are too many wrong attempts in a short time to stop brute force attacks. Okay, this is a very interesting one, and you will see how to do it. Again, it's not that complicated, guys. It's really not that complicated. Let's just say I'm gonna go here. So what do you want? You want to prevent brute force attacks on MFA, okay? And you need to configure account lockout settings for MFA authentication attempts. And what we are talking about in like very practical way, it's like hackers that just have, for example, a set of numbers and they want to brute force, meaning, for example, in only 1 second, a very powerful laptop could, for example, prompt for 1,000 of combination. Okay, he could be able, like, sorry guys, yeah, I said, what did I said? I said, yeah. So for a very powerful computer, a hacker could, for example, make 1,000 combination for the MFA, and you guys are safe. Like, you know that you guys are safe, but the security team want just to enhance the layer of security of their company, so they will implement this. So how you do this? You go to under protection, multi-factor authentication. Yep, here, and you will go on account logout. And what you will do, for example, you could set this. It's a very basic, very usual things that company do. They will say number of multi-factor authentication denials to trigger account logout. You will say 5. So I will explain you after what it is. And then here, minutes until account logout counter is reset. You will say 15. And minutes until account is automatically unblocked, 30 minutes. So it means that here for 5, it means that, let me think, because I always get confused between the two. So the first one is very simple. Number of multi-factor authentication denials to trigger account logouts. It's very simple. It means that when you will be on your five multi-factor authentication attempts, sorry, on your 6, it will block you. Like, you cannot do a 6th. It will block you at the 5th, and on the 6 you will be unable to do anything because it will be blocked. Okay, and what you will do, you would need to wait 30 minutes in order to get unblocked, because once you have done your 5 your 5 attempts, after your 5 attempts it will be blocked. So meaning you cannot do a 6, you cannot implement 6 times your multi-factor authentication numbers, okay, because it will be a denial. So you would have to wait 30 minutes. And now this minutes until account logout counter is reset, it means that, for example, let me show you here what is 15 minutes. It means that, for example, let's say in 15 minutes I did 3. It means that it will reset. I will just need to wait 15 minutes, and then I will get again my 5. I will get my 5 attempts charged up. Okay? So here 5 minutes. And now, like, for example, I will do like I want to register and I'm typing 5 times the wrong numbers, the wrong password. So not the password, guys. I'm not meaning the like your actual password. I mean your actual MFA, the numbers that you receive from your authenticator app. And after your five attempts, you would just need to wait 15 minutes so the 5 could be charged up again, and you will now have 5 attempts, 5 possible attempts. Okay, so it worked like this, guys. Okay, great. So, and I can just save. It's fine. I could use it. It's yeah, it's fine. So again, it was a simple one, right? It wasn't a difficult one. Now the scenario 4, enforcing named location access for office networks. This one is a very important one, very, very important one. The company wants to make sure employees can access Microsoft 365 resources only when connected to their secure office network. No one should access it from outside unless approved. Okay, so what we will do, guys, we will simply do a conditional access policy. We will create a conditional access policy. So we'll create on new, and what we'll do first, name location. You need to create a name location here. What is name location? It's simply the range where you want your, and again, you need to have a very strong network uh, network sorry, I forget the words. You need to have the right concept about networking, because you're working with ranges. Okay, you're working with ranges. So for example, your office is set to, I made an example here. I will just use again what I have, and I will explain you what it is. So I will create IP ranges, meaning it will be my office. And my office, if I check on internet and I say what's my IP, there is something that is very important, guys. Something that is very important. We are not talking about your private IP address, okay? We're talking about your public IP address, meaning it's what your ISP will give it to you. It's what your ISP gave to you. So, for example, your ISP gave this to you, okay? Let's say, wait, let's go here. Oh yeah, already copy paste, sorry. So let's say not IP ranges location. So we will say, yeah, office IP address, okay? Office IP address. And let's say you just have one IP address and you press OK. Now let's study this, guys. So I'm saying this for the new arrivals, but also for the other guys here, for like reminder, okay? If you want to get like a reminder about this, it's very important that you go back on my video that I break down deeply the concept about networking, and I did it in a very simple way. So why 24? It's because if we would have prompt 32, it means that I'm addressing that there will be only one device that will be allowed. Okay, only one device will be allowed for this. Okay, so by the way, I made a mistake because I did this very quickly. I did it very quickly, so I didn't see. Let's say here it's no. Yeah. Okay. Um let's say, you see, I made a mistake. But if I go back, guys, on this concept, it will be just I could just talk for 30 minutes about what is this, why I'm doing /24. Guys, just go back on this video if the one, for people that don't understand or get confused about networking. It's so very, very important. So yep, I will just click add, and it means that from 0, it means that from 80, 88 point etc etc point 0 to 254, it will be all of my employee will reside in this IP address. Okay, they will reside in this IP range from this to that, from 0 to 254. Okay, so this is great. So we have this location, but I will not prompt. By the way, I made a mistake here, so I'll just correct it. Oh, I cannot. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's just an example. Let's go back on policies, and we'll say new policy. And guys, you will be prompt. Let's say for example, all user. Okay, we want all user to get to all resources, meaning all resources. It means, as you can see, it's very large. Look, all the resources that you have here. So meaning all those resources could only be accessed, if you are selected. You could also prompt here, meaning it will be all the trusted network that you have implemented in your name location, or you could select. And for example, let's say we have many office. Okay, we have many office, so if we have many office, we'll prompt here. Okay, but in for specific case, you will want to only, for example, select only one office. Okay, you will, for example, if let's say the HR, no, let's say the finance team is in this office. So what you will do, you will select the target resource, select resource, and you will say, for example, the finance app, and it will be only allowed if you are uh, in the office. Okay, and now you will be prompt to here. So it's what we have, office IP address. It's what we have added in our name location, and you will just prompt save. Okay guys, and then you put your prompt save. And the condition, this one is another thing. Control access based on signal from condition like risk. Include, you see, we already include one location. And client apps, and this one is just another thing, authentication flows. Yeah, this one we also have configured this one. No, we did not. I'm just talking in the past. We did it. So, and grid access control, you could just leave it here. And yeah, so it means that it will be only a policy about location. Only, I don't know, access to, it's a very bad name, but I'm just gonna say so you can understand. So access resource only from office. Okay, something like this, like only from office, only from office, uh only from Paris office. Let's say I live in Paris, sorry, the office is in Paris, and it means only from Paris office. Okay, and you just click create, and that's it guys. And you, of course, you test. Once you did your actual policy, you just test it. Okay, you just test, and if it works, so it means that, for example, if you use a VPN and tried a location from, I don't know, just a location in Lille or Marseille or whatever location that you want, like in France, and you see that if it's working well, and if yes, so it means that you don't have to worry about. It means that your policy was enforced. Okay, so this is great. Now configure MFA for a specific group. HR handles sensitive employee data and needs extra security. IT wants to set up MFA just for the HR team to protect this important information from unauthorized access. Guys, we already did it, right? We already did it. But it's true that we did not configure for multi-factor authentication. It's actually, like the long speech that I did about authentication method. Here it's exactly this, guys. It means that after we have created, for example, you could say this. You could say, so I actually, let's change the ticket, and let's say I want for this finance team to enforce MFA, and I will add another thing on the tickets. But I want to enforce MFA not only with Microsoft Authenticator, but also give them the opportunity that they could register on SMS with SMS. Okay, and it will be only for one specific groups. And here I selected, for example, I could add another group, and I could say all user, for example. Okay, all company. No, but if I do this, oh, because okay, yeah. Okay, try changing edit filters. Let's say, yeah, let's say, okay, it's fine. I could select, but it's just for test, but it's just for showing you what you could do. Okay, so it means that now when I will register, as you can see, it's the science department. So when I will register, where is Norman? I forget where Norman it is. I don't know if it's him. Here it's Bruce. Bruce, it's still in the science department because it's Bruce Banner. For the one that know about Marvel, they will know who this guy Bruce is. So let's just register. And like I said, guys, Bruce Banner is also in the science department. Okay, so let's just try. So we'll Bruce Banner. I will add my password if I remember well. Did I change it? I'm using another password and it worked. Okay, great. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm gonna get my phone. So as you see, so I'm just bringing my phone. As you can see, they require that I register on my phone with the Authenticator app, and it's what I'm going to do. So I see the number 19. It's what I will be, what I prompt. Sorry, guys. Okay. Stay signed in. Don't show this message. This reduce. Oh, but because I already register, and I will show you. I will show you what's going on. Let's say yes. So I did get to register with the password. I'm just thinking about something, guys. Sorry. Mm, 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 mm. I didn't get this. Do you know why? I didn't get the SMS, the possibility to register with SMS settings, and I will tell you why. I will tell you why because this one is a very we're going in depth now about MFA policy, multi-factor authentication policy, and I just need to think password protection. This one is also very interesting. Lockout threshold. How many failed sign-in or load on an account before its first lockout? It is if the first sign-in after a lockout also fails, the account's lockout again. Lockout duration settings. Guys, you need to understand that there is some rules that supersede others. It means that these rules here is like almost the same than this one. Where did we do it? Account logout, you see, but some of this feature only applies to users who enter a pin to authenticate, you see. And here, okay, it's interesting, I forget about this. It's only when they enter the pin, you know, the Microsoft app pin, it's this one. But and where we are, it was, I guess, here or not, authentication method. Yeah, and it was password protection. So here we are talking about the password. You see, it's very, very important to read well because again, like the engineers that created these guys, They are like geniuses, really. They are really geniuses. So they did not do things in the way that could cause like huge issue, okay? But you can still supersede some rules. It's something that is very common. It's something that is very common to supersede rules, and it's like one of the most difficult things to handle when you're a sysadmin is, I think, this type of thing, especially also when you're a technician and you're trying to resolve a ticket that someone have, but you see that you have the rules is well set, but in reality there is another rules that counter this, okay, that's counter the first rules, okay. So here it's about password, but why did I want to show you? I want to show you, yeah, I want to show you this, that you could have implement things, for example, right now where I load, and again, just to give you the context, here, because I have set up all these authentication methods, and when you go back on conditional access, I have 5 policy, okay, and 4 policies, and all of this policy, they enforcing multi-factor authentication, especially Microsoft, in our case, when we want to register Microsoft Authenticator app. And when I go back in here, as you can see, I allow it, but he did not prompt me. He did not prompt me for SMS, and even he did not prompt me for Microsoft Authenticator PIN. He just give me like a verification on my phone, just a number verification, but it's not a PIN. The PIN, you remember, it's 6 numbers. Like if I go and say Microsoft PIN, you will see it's Microsoft PIN 6 number. Oh, because most of the time it's 6 number, but it's the one that you get on your phone. Microsoft, okay, Microsoft Authenticator app. Oh, okay, perfect. It's exactly this one that you have. Okay, it's not the one-time passcode, guys. It's just the one. Um, it's the one that you get for your account. You see, it's John dot Mac, etc., and it will tell you that okay, it's your PIN. And thanks to this, you could like register. So I'm just going to go back here, and I want to tell you why. But I need to first remember where this settings is. Yeah, so guys, just quick parenthesis before I show you why we didn't implement the pin and the yeah, sorry, just the pin, the Microsoft pin, or the SMS, the possibility of giving the SMS code. And we have in opposite, what, sorry, in, yeah, in contrary, we have only the number matching, and it's because you need to go there, and if you see here, it's marked enable. Okay, it's marked enable, but and where you should go is you should go directly on all users. Okay, and for example, you go here on Norman and you click on if I remember well, it was on manage MFA. Okay, and here you will click on view authentication method policy. Yep, it will be here, and it will be in Microsoft Authentication, and here you will see that it's enabled, and companion app also enabled, and software enabled, but it will be only under a specific scenario, and everything, guys, is handled also by Microsoft, and you need to search deep into where it is where the configuration happened. So we'll go back here, and we'll go back again. Okay, guys, so I find the way. So look, you will go to Microsoft, to multi-factor authentication, and then you will go to add additional tag. Yep. And then you will, for example, click here, for example, and you see I choose Bruce Banner, and actually here, if I'm not mistaken, it was Bruce Banner. And look what I did for him. I said enforce, and what I enforce enable MFA. User MFA settings, but I disable everything. And what does it mean here, guys? Just before I solve the issue, it means that if I click here, it means that it will require selected user to provide contact methods again. Or here, delete all existing password generated by selected. Restore multi-factor authentication on all remembered devices. So it just means that, for example, this one is very risky. We had like many alerts, and we want him to register, to totally register. So we will be prompt. We will check those box. He will be prompt to register again. Okay, he will be prompt to do everything. So that's why we say restore multi-factor authentication on all remembered devices. When we say restore, it means that he will be prompt back. Okay, it's just what you need to understand. He will be prompt back. So we're not going to do this. But if you go to service settings, and it's a very interesting place. Okay, so what we will do is that we will check. Yeah, exactly. So remember multi-factor authentication on trusted device. Allow user to remember multi-factor authentication on device they trust. And what we are saying, we say 90 days. Okay, we can trust this device for 90 days. So that's why, guys, I did not have to put the Microsoft PIN, so the 6 number, or the SMS. I just got to do a verification on my phone. That's it. Like just a number verification, because I enable it. And guys, I'm telling you, it could be tricky, because like you see, there is many rules, many places where you can implement rules, and Microsoft already did many things on the back in order for you to have everything set up. But at the same time, it's kind of tricky. Here you can say skip multi-factor authentication for requests from federated users on my intranet. Okay, this is like huge. Like there's so much things to have in mind. And I'm just going to go here and disable MFA, because I want him to be like the others. And for example, guys, let's see if I get the exact same thing when I go here on login. Oh, troubleshoot. Oh, and it's not him, by the way. It's another one. Okay, it's fine. Let's just go here. Bruce Banner. No. Let's try here, and let's go sign in. Let's take Norman Osborn, and let's just say sign in. Let's say don't. But at the same time, also, guys, because I never prompt this one, so that's why he keep signing me. If I do this do this to reduce the number of times you are asked to sign in. Don't show this again and say yes, okay? And boom, as you can see, I got there directly into it, whether with Bruce. I got to set up, I was enforced to do the MFA, like a type of MFA. But him, because he was disabled, so I didn't get to do this MFA. Do you understand what's going on? And so here it was enforced. That's why I had to at least do just a simple thing, like not the SMS, not the actual pin, but just like a little thing, just to verify my with my with my device, with my phone. Yeah. So if I just reinitialize, and as you can see, it will be disabled. So for example, but again, guys, sometimes it takes times, it's not directly like this. So if I do sign out, okay, if I sign out, okay, and I just do this, and before, because there's always time before it's synced, before the system gets synced, I just want to talk to you about something that is very, very important. When you go here on all users, you could do also a bunch of things, guys. You could do a bunch of things. Let's just try if it works. So like this, at least I'm done with this. Sign in. Okay, normal, because I didn't register. This one is had not. It has nothing to do with Microsoft. It's me. I did not register um, the actual password. Is it the correct one? So again, here it's normal. And if I prompt yes, as you can see, because I disabled what we saw before, so he doesn't prompt me again. He doesn't prompt me for verifying with my phone. Okay, so this is great. Now I want to show you something. Like, there is many things, guys, that you could do. It's just crazy. So if you go to, for example, login, and you press here and you go, okay, so this one, because I never register, so as you can see, there is not the 2FA, but let's just go back and go on someone that I register. Let's go on Norman, and as you can see, Norman MFA statue capable with 2 authentication methods. But there is many things that you could do, guys. For example, if I click here, and what we could see, iPhone SE, it means that is the phone that I register. Then enable phone app notification. Okay, add authentication method, and what you can see here, it's a great config from Microsoft. Is that okay? You enabled in, let me just double it, duplicate, so I could go back, uh, on protection and conditional access, no authentication method. Okay, here I enable what I wanted, but you can add up some authentication method. For example, email. Okay, add an email to a user to allow the user to receive a one-time use code via email to use for self-service password. Okay, so it means that you can config from here, but you can also do granular modification. You can do granular authentication methods. Again, the system admins and the technician needs to very pay attention and to keep report about everything that they are doing, because things could get messy. Like, when you are rules are stacking up, meaning rules on rules on rules, it's quite dangerous. So for example, yeah, you can set this up. You could say phone number, add a phone number to a user to allow user to receive a one-time use sync in. So you could also make like modification over there. Okay, and it's a great thing to do. Now here, remember what I showed you before about resetting all the device, and it's exactly what you could do. You could, if for example you have like many alerts from here, and your SOP or the rules that you need to respect is every time you have this and that, now you need to revoke. And if you click here, you would also see, again, you will see the exact same thing, but in a more granular, you could do granular action here. So for example, as you can see, you could see what's going on. Fido, for example, in my case, here it's enabled. Number matching is enabled. Yep. And yeah, same for the others. This one is enabled also. So if, for example, I register with another laptop with Norman, because as you can see here, I got directly into the the login page. I could directly go to, sorry, I said if you register from another laptop, you will be required to either be prompt for Microsoft Authenticator app or SMS. Okay, because they are the two that are enabled and respect the actual categories, the actual, yeah, the actual methods. Okay, that respect the actual situation and scenario of the policy. Simple as this. So if we go back here, what we could discuss also about, and all of these things, they could be like, they could be scenarios of tickets, guys. I did not add up here, but they are all of the things that I'm saying. They could be individual tickets, because as you can see, there is a lot to talk about here, guys. I'm going to tell you about superseded rules. It's very important. Actually, what is days? What is this? I know that some of you ask me the question about that they don't understand what is days allowed to snooze and what just this thing means. And guys, it means this. It means that day allowed to snooze. It means the number of days where you are allowed to not add your MFA. Okay, so it means that, for example, you're new in the company, and you will be prompt. You will get 3 days before you must set your MFA, and you don't have any choice than register and set your MFA. So you could do in the first day, or you could do in the second day, or you could do in the third day, but in the fourth day, because you are only allowed to snooze for 3 days, then you will be prompt and you will have no choice than set your MFA. Okay, limited number of snooze. Okay, it's because I set this up, but what is the most important? What is the most important about this? When I register for the first time, I got to implement directly, and I had no choice than implement my MFA and implement the MFA on my phone. Why? It's because of the policies, guys. It's because of the policy of conditional access that require you to prompt for your actual multi-authentication for all users. So rules could get superseded, guys. Rules could get superseded. It's very, very important that you notice this. So, for example, I know that if you are, for example, a beginner, and you do certain stuff, and you say, oh, but why it didn't reflect on the actual user that you try to do the test? There is many things going on, guys. That's the thing with Entra. Many things going on, and you need to have a clear insight. That's why things could get messy for the sysadmin and the technicians. So they need to have a clear plan of what you should do at what moment, and what to report, what to add in the protocol, how to respect the protocol, etc. So yeah, is there, and again, this thing could be a ticket from the SSM, from the system admin, for example. But let's just talk about other things that is very interesting. And this is, guys, all the reports. This is all the report that you can get from risky users. Okay, from risky users that they attempt, for example, many times to register, but they got kicked in. They got kicked out from from the Microsoft login page. Like all of these things. I'm just searching for, because like there is many things that I could talk about. I'm searching for a very good ticket also. If you go under groups, and again, guys, you could do bulk operation results, and most of the time you will use PowerShell in order to do this type of thing. Okay, you will use PowerShell to do this. Okay, guys, so I think that's it. That's it for this scenario, and we covered also a lot of things that is linked to Entra. Let's see what is the last scenario. Maybe we will not do it since we have covered a lot. Let's see. So, setting up a conditional access policy for high risk sign-in. Some logins are flagged as high risk, like logins from unusual location or leaked password. IT wants to block these logins immediately to keep the system safe until the risks are reviewed. It's perfect because it's exactly the thing that I forget to mention you. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So, but I need to remember where it is. So, if you go here and you go under conditional access, and you go under, Yeah, you could do this. You could actually create a policy, but there is also one thing that you could do. Risk activities. Is it there? Let me search for it. Password reset. Uh, no. Authentication methods. Password protection. Register campaign. Settings. No. Multi-factor authentication. Yes. Okay. So it's exactly here. So in multi-factor authentication, you can, like we saw, you could, yeah, block, um, restrict a user to log in temporarily in his actual account. But you could also block user. For example, if you go to the report, for example here, or in identity, in security center, and you see that there is a user that is very suspicious, and you have the order, if you respect the protocols, to block him, so you directly go here, add, and you just prompt the user. And yeah, you see, for example, lost phone. Yeah, for example, it could be this. He could call you, and he could call the support and say, yeah, I lost my phone, could you please, just in case if something bad happened to my device, if it's a hacker that stole my phone, maybe he will use it to then, get access to my actual account. This is possible, so you will just block the user, and that's it, guys. Yeah, and you can also unblock user, as you can see here, and it's a very great and straight, exactly, it's a straight way of blocking and unblocking user, guys. So yeah, so it was the last scenario, guys. We really talk about a lot of things in Entra, and there is so much more to talk about in the way that you need to try all of these things that I make on your own, and to see if it works, see if it doesn't work, if it got if some rules and policy get inherited certain rules, or if it gets superseded, does it overwrite certain rules, like all of these things, and try with other users. You need to try with other users, and I think after you doing this, you will be good, guys. Yeah, you will be good to go, because you will have at least a clear understanding of what's going on, like what's going on under Entra, and how admin handle it. Okay, guys, so thank you for listening until the end of this video, and I hope it was enough educative. Okay, so thank you a lot, guys, and see you in the next video then.